JD, welcome to the Dammit Danii podcast.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh man, pretty good to be honest with you.
Pretty good.
Everything is solid lately.
That's good. I mean, you do have a new car.
I do, yeah. It is awesome too, by the way.
I feel like we have to talk about it. You need to talk about this car.
Okay, I will. Man,
You said we could talk about anything.
Absolutely. Well, dude, I just picked it up like 2 weeks ago. I ordered this Tesla Model 3 like at the beginning of August. It was supposed to come in December, but it came like just a few weeks ago, which was crazy.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
the holidays came early.
I haven't had a new car since 2013 either.
Really?
I was driving like this shitty Volkswagen before that, so I was damn near ready to get a new car by then.
And you treated yourself to a brand new Tesla?
I had to. Yeah. I don't know. I was so tired of having like a car that gave me problems for like 5 years. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a new car with a warranty and like hopefully everything goes well.
Like fingers crossed.
Yeah. As far as reliability though, maybe I shouldn't have went with Tesla, but it is what it is.
How do Teslas do in snow? Is that like a thing?
I got the all-wheel drive one, so
Oh, okay.
I guess it should be pretty good.
Okay.
I had a front-wheel drive car before, so I would always be sliding around in the winter.
No. I feel like it's such a dangerous game. Like I can't play that game.
It is. You just have to learn how your car slides in the snow, though. That's part of like growing up in the East Coast.
I feel like I panic too much. Like I'm someone that just wants to press on the brakes. Like I just want to stop, and like that's like the number one thing. They're like, don't do that.
Yeah, you just have to like gently push them a few times,
Right.
or pull the emergency brake, whichever one.
Oh
floats
God.
your boat.
I don't even know where that's at.
That's what's crazy is some cars. My Volkswagen had like a pull one, but some of them are like electronic now, so you can't even really push it. Like,
No, if it's a button, I'd be like, I wouldn't even find it in time for one. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
But dude, the new car is awesome. If I had that car when I was 16, it would be a load of trouble for me 'cause it's so fast.
How fast does it go?
They say 140. I've only went like 120 in it so far. I'm trying to take it easy since I just got it, but
So for like another month, then you'll be like street racing.
I don't know about that. I haven't had a traffic ticket since I was under 18, so I'm going to try to keep it that way.
Wow, look at you.
Impressive, right?
Do you have like the little dashboard thing, like you save extra money on your car insurance?
No, not even because they always have that option to like track your driving. I'm always like, no, because my rate will go so down if they're able to track what I'm doing.
Yeah, I feel like my rate would just skyrocket. They'd be like, listen, you are a hazard to have on the road. Absolutely not.
Oh man, the crazy thing about Tesla too is like it monitors your driving. So if you're being a bad driver, it'll give you like a score.
Does it really? It
Yeah.
scores you?
Yep,
What?
it's insane.
So like you were a 4.5 out of 10 today. You
Yeah.
need to get your shit
It's like
together.
if you're following people too close or like you're turning too hard. It's just like, man,
Would it like break for you?
that's what I don't know actually.
I have so many questions about this. Like,
There's a few different ones. Like I didn't get the full self-driving. So,
Okay.
like, it'll drive for you on the highway and steer, and it'll like slow down and like if someone's in front of you, but it won't like take you where you need to go. For instance.
you can't just like plug it in and like, just be like, I'm out. Just
No,
take me where I need to go.
I have to touch the steering wheel every like 20 seconds too, or else it'll like get it off of autopilot too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is fascinating though. Like,
This is wild. Like, and I know there's so many things. Like, isn't there like things you can do with like the horn? Like, can't you make it like different sounds?
there is, but I haven't figured. Dude, I've been like, you know me. I just like go to work every day, so I've literally just been driving this car as a car. I haven't got to figure out all the cool little extras to it yet.
You got to figure out all the things that it does.
I know. I've just been busy. You know how it is.
I do know how it is, but your schedule is insane. So, producer at ID Labs.
Yes.
So I'm sure that you are just all over the place all the time.
Oh my God. Yeah. It is definitely not a 9 to 5. It is like a 10 a.m. to like 5 a.m. kind of a job.
Oh,
It's
great.
Like I'll work anywhere in between those time schedules.
So what's like a typical day like for you?
A typical day is I try to get out of there at like midnight.
Okay.
Like, that's like my goal, and like get home by 1 a.m.
Okay.
Like, that's usually the typical like day for me.
So you try to get out, and I'm assuming it doesn't always go that way.
It depends. Like I'll make I'll go later into the night if somebody wants to book like a really long session, or if it's like one of my like top clients, like I don't mind, but it's just I just don't want to do that every night. It's tough.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be tough to like sustain that. Like you stay there till super late and then you're trying to get up and like actually have a life and function at a normal hour.
Oh my God, you're telling me. It's like I feel so disconnected from my friends that I'll wake up at like 2 p.m. some days and my phone will just have like 50 messages, all these missed calls. I'm like, geez, guys, like, come on.
Are they like, are you alive? Like, are you okay?
No, it's just like everyone will be starting their day trying to make plans, and I feel like so behind when I'm already waking up at 2 p.m. It's crazy.
The plans have changed like 4 times. You're like, what? Are we doing something?
Yeah, I'm like, I open the messages half awake too, so I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. It's so much.
So do people block out time then with you when they're recording?
Yeah, and
okay.
Like, typically people will schedule like a few days ahead of time. Like there's some times where people are able to come in the same day, but it's pretty hard to do that, to be honest with you. It's just so busy that like, it's hard to get in. It's not like a barber shop, for instance.
Right.
Where you could just like go in at any time.
Not a walk-in. Like,
No.
hey, I'm here to record today.
Yeah, but it's funny because people think it's like that, but really it's not. It's
I
hard.
mean, yeah, like I wouldn't think it would be like that.
Like people, I don't know, my friends just think I like sit around all day and just chill at the studio, but that's not it.
No, I feel like it would be like a lot of like attention to detail. Like you have to probably, obviously you're there like most of your days. You're there late. So let's talk about the studio a little bit. One,
sure.
Mac Miller Mural.
Oh, have you? Oh, wait, you saw it?
I saw it for the first time last week.
It's so cool, isn't it?
It is amazing.
Yeah, shout out to the artist GZ Jr. that did that. He's from Los Angeles. He came
Okay.
last month to do that mural, which took him all of like a week.
Wait, what? It took a week?
Yeah, like
How?
okay, maybe like 10 days or something like that.
But still, like it's huge.
I would just like I would be working for like 8-hour shifts or whatever, and I would just walk out of the building and see the progress. It was amazing, man. But he was from Los Angeles. He originally did a Mac mural in Santa Monica in like 2018.
Okay.
It's crazy because I was in Santa Monica that same year and I saw it, but then like a few years later he came and did one at our studio, and like I didn't really make the connection until afterwards. It was really weird, but
Yeah. Was it planned for a while that he was going to do that?
not really. I'm pretty sure it was on like a pretty short notice. Like,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think it was something that I don't think it was planned that long in advance. Like I'm pretty sure either the parents of Mac Miller reached out to the artist or vice versa. It was something like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know like how that worked, like if like ID Labs decided that they wanted it, or like how it kind
Yeah.
of like came to be.
To be honest with you, I'm not even that sure, but I know it was either Mac's parents reached out to the artist or the artist reached out to Mac's parents. It was one of the two.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it was really awesome, man.
And like just the detail of it and how realistic it is, like it's just an amazing piece of art.
You'd be surprised too. It's been bringing like a weird random amount of people to the studio.
What's like a tourist attraction now?
Yeah, like there'll be all these like little kids there hanging out. Like I remember as soon as he finished it in the summer, like I stepped out onto the roof of the studio just to like get some fresh air, and I saw a group of like 20 like 16-year-old kids just hanging out there by the mural, and I was like, damn, this makes my heart warm. Like seeing kids just bond over like something that's on our building. I thought that was so cool, man.
That is really cool, and it's nice that people are like kind of paying their respects to him and visiting it, and it's been everywhere. Like I feel like everyone's like posting about it.
Yeah, I feel like it's only right that it's in Pittsburgh too, at a studio he recorded at. Like really cool stuff. That definitely brought a lot of attention to our studio just in the past like month or so.
Which is like definitely great.
Yeah.
Kind of works out in both ways, very hand in hand.
Yeah, not even as much as like people booking sessions, but just people coming to check it out, which is awesome, man. Like I love that.
It is. It's cool. It is like a cute little like street too of like local businesses, and like I know there's like that microbrewery that's there.
Oh yeah, I think Etna's on the come up, low key.
They're slowly coming up. I didn't even know what Etna was when I typed in the GPS. I'm like, where am I going exactly? Because it's like past the city, so like I really haven't gone that way before. I'm like, what's going to happen here?
It's a weird area, and like when I started working at that studio in 2018, like it was a much different street. Like a lot of those shops that are there now weren't there before.
Okay.
So like a lot has been changing there, and a lot of new developments there. It's really cool.
So it is kind of up and coming.
Yeah,
Things
I
are
feel like
happening.
I've only been there for like 4 years, but I feel like an old man because I've seen like so much stuff change.
Just been slowly watching it from the rooftop of the
Yeah.
ID labs.
Oh man, it is so cool. Well, what's crazy? Oh my God! When I first got there in 2018, our building was connected to another building, but they tore that building down. It was like a dentist office. It's not even there anymore.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's that parking lot now where the mural's at, actually.
So you've seen all the changes.
Yeah. But I absolutely love working in that studio. That's like my office I go to every day pretty much.
I want to tour sometime. I definitely want to check it out.
You definitely can. I know Larry's been there every week, but
Producer Larry.
yeah, producer Larry. It is awesome. Like the magic of it is definitely worn off a little bit for me because it's just I have to like get in there and focus every day, but it's still way better than working anywhere else, like at my home or, you know,
Well,
just having that designated spot to go get everything done.
it's that separation of creative space, like from home. Like it's nice to have that because then you can kind of, you know, when you're in that space, you know you can be creative. And then when
Yeah.
you're home, you're home.
It's really, I feel, I feel for people that run their business out of their house because it's really tough to separate business and personal stuff, especially when you're self-employed.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you run your business out of your house, I feel like there's probably no way to switch that off switch. Just get into like chill mode.
You never would. I feel like you just constantly would be surrounded by it all the time.
Oh yeah, but man, I absolutely love the studio. You have to come check it out sometime.
I wanna check it out.
It is very cool.
I definitely want to check it out. So, I mean, you have names like Ty Denuzo.
Yes,
I'm always scared I'm going to pronounce his last name wrong. Always scared.
That's a tough one.
Who made the song for the podcast. I mean, you worked with Mark the Bull, who was on the
He's
podcast.
another friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Very, very fun episode. He's a cool guy.
I listened to it. He's super cool. I
Ve-
love Mark.
I didn't know what to expect with him. Very cool dude.
Yeah, very based guy. Like super chill.
Very chill. So, like, you work with a lot of local artists. I'm assuming you work with some bigger names, too.
Yeah, man. As far as local clients, I have like a whole list. I've recorded at least 500 people that have been through the studio.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's like in person, like face to face, which is cool.
That is crazy. 500 different people.
And then maybe like another 200 via like online or whatever.
Oh, so how does that work?
That's weird you ask because I don't even know, to be honest. Like,
You do it. You don't even
no,
know.
like I have a website and a YouTube, and people seemingly find me from there and just shoot me like an email or whatever. Like it's really weird, or word of mouth too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been doing this for like 10 years, so I guess like, you know, the work speaks for itself after a while.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, so about probably 500 people that have come in through the studio, like in only 4 years of being there too. So
And you think of all that studio time that like you're doing with like these people. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, it's But you know what? You see, there's a lot of the same. You know, a lot of people do unfortunately make the same music, but it makes my job easy because I know what kind of effects to put on their vocals and that kind of thing.
Right.
But
What's been like, have you had an artist that's kind of been like out of your realm that was like a little like,
oh yes, yeah, for sure,
okay.
yeah. But at the end of the day, you kind of just have to do the extra work to make them happy. You know? And if they're not happy at the end of the day, like they can get their money back and like I won't see them ever again. Like it's okay, you know. Like, I'm always gonna do my best, but sometimes as an engineer, you're probably not the right fit for an artist, you know.
Right.
Like if somebody came to me to want to produce like a folk album,
I was
yeah,
literally
like,
thinking that.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know where I would start.
Like what do you even bring for that?
Yeah.
Like what kind of instrument? I don't even know.
I don't even like. It's hard for me to work on music that I haven't listened to the genre before. Like, I'll do my best sometimes, but it's tough, man.
Right, you're like, okay, dude, like, sure, we'll give it a try.
Yeah, or even if I listen to that genre, if I don't really know it, like,
Mm-hmm.
I just can't do it. I mean, nowadays there's a ton of like projects I'll turn down just because I don't know if I feel like I'm not the best person for it. I'll be like, hey, you should go somewhere else.
Well, it's a good thing that you do that though too. That way you're not wasting your time, you're not wasting their time, and you're really like taking the moment to be like, oh, I just don't think this is gonna work.
Oh, absolutely. I had a hard time saying no when I first started to, but as you grow and get older, it becomes so much easier.
I'm sure it does. You know, you feel like you don't have to take everything on like all the time.
Yeah, but that's part of growing older too. Is like I have this crazy schedule at the studio now, but eventually I need to taper that down because it's not a healthy lifestyle.
No, no. And you were telling me that some nights you're up to like 5 or 6 in the morning. Like, I don't know how you do it.
You just have to prep the next day. Like you have to force yourself to sleep and just get the energy. I'm not a big coffee person, so like I can't really do that.
Really? So,
Yeah.
do you do caffeine at all? Like, what do you do to like kind of keep yourself?
I probably do what's not good for me. Just probably smoke weed and just
Okay.
makes me more tired.
So it doesn't really help. Does it help you or no? It doesn't help.
um I would say when I'm mixing, it helps like my job. It helps me get a third perspective on whatever I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as staying awake, no.
No.
No. But I don't know. I just kind of do it. I think I have it in my DNA. Like my dad was the same way. He would work like crazy hours of the night. Like I remember he was a surgeon, so he would sometimes have to get
Ooh.
up at like 2 a.m. He would get a call and have to go do surgery. I'm like,
Could you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and like, listen, you got to perform this like life-changing surgery like
Yeah.
now, like,
dude, because that's the thing. It's like all
oh,
the overnight stuff is like emergency for sure. Like they weren't calling him unless like someone maybe had a chance of dying in the middle of the night.
right.
Like
Not calling to say hi. This is a routine thing.
yeah. So the way I see it is like if he was able to do that until he was like 60 years old, I think I can do this when I'm 25.
I believe in you.
I shouldn't be complaining about it.
No. But I mean, I do think you get to a point where like when you're just like so tired, just like I just can't like function. Like
Oh yeah.
I think we all get to that point where it's like I just can't do it anymore.
But thankfully, that's when I'll just like take a whole week off in a row and like maybe take a trip or something, just to reset everything.
Yeah.
Because you will go crazy if you don't.
Literally insane.
Yeah. Like I'll do some like 15-hour days, man. Like it's no joke.
Oh gosh, and to be creative for that long too, and like you have to, give input, and you're, doing all the computer things that you do.
Turns you into a zombie.
So, studio time. I feel like you probably have some good stories.
Oh my god. Yeah. What's crazy is I feel like most of them happened. It feels like a big psyop because I feel like most of the crazy stuff that happened to me happened in like the first year or two of working.
Really?
And like it would just be random people coming in doing absolutely wild stuff, and then I would never see them again or hear from them again. Like,
So to be the artists or like people that were like with the artists?
both.
Both.
Like,
Okay.
I think the first crazy story I remember is it was like I was only like a few months in, and some kid DM'd me on Instagram from Erie, Pennsylvania. Like he went to school up there and he wanted to get a session, so he came down and he brought like 5 of his boys. And I remember this guy's name and everything. The first thing he did when he got in the studio was he like had a vial of Coke. He poured out like the biggest line I've ever seen in my life. It was like this size, and he just did it right in front of me on the desk.
Oh my god.
I'm like, holy shit, man, this is...
Like, are you going to pass away?
Yeah,
Like,
I
oh
was
my
like, dude,
God.
if something happens, like, what do I do?
If there's an emergency situation, yeah, like that's aggressive.
Dude, it was like, oh my god, it was like 2 Sharpie marker size. worth of,
Jesus.
like, never seen anything like that in my life.
There's no way that guy's alive.
Or there's no way that was all cocaine. Legit, dude.
It was flour.
It
He
was
was just
like-
trying to like,
Oh, man. But insane dude, man. And after that, he just did his session, he rapped, and that was it. He had his, like, 3 hours or whatever.
Just did a large line of coke, did his thing, and just said,
It was just,
"See you later."
not that I like haven't seen coke before or whatever, but like I
Right.
just started working there, and like I wasn't really. That was like the first real big thing to happen. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck, dude?"
Did you say anything to him? Or were you like, "Sir"?
Well, he was like, "Do you mind if I do this?" And I was like, "Sure." And I didn't really know what he was talking about, and then he just like dumped it out on the table. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Like, actually, yes, I do.
I was like, "This guy probably did like half an 8-ball right in front of me, dude."
Jesus.
But yeah, that was probably like the first thing that happened to me that I was like, "Oh my god, what?" But there's probably a culmination of like 10 other things that happened just like that I can't really remember.
Right.
Like, oh man, you'd be surprised in 4 years, like so many of when you see like crazy stuff like that all the time, so much of it just gets buried in the back of your brain.
You just like repress it. You're like, "It's fine. I see this
Yeah.
all the time."
I mean, you see the typical stuff, like you see guns, drugs, that kind of thing. Like, never seen any fights or anything bad happen at the studio, thankfully. Like, everything's been pretty chill. But you just see your culmination of, like, super fucked up people and, you know, just shenanigans.
Right.
People having sex in the bathroom, like, just...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, is it like people that are already there? Like,
Yeah.
'cause I feel like it's probably like a hangout vibe for one.
Kind of. Like, I think it's that people, like, sneak away from their studio rooms and just, like, you know, they'll go to the bathroom, I guess.
Fun.
Dude, I walked in one time and someone was getting like a full-on haircut in the bathroom.
Wait, what?
The best part was like something happened and the guy did not finish his haircut, so he came out and like he had like half of his head shaved. It was the weirdest thing, man.
Like, do you just want to finish? Like, why wouldn't you just get the rest of your hair cut?
And then the barber left too, so I was like, "What is this guy doing, man?"
Did something happen? I wonder if there's like a scandalous thing that happened. He's like, I can't
Some kind
finish
of argument
this.
ensued in the bathroom, possibly.
His bathroom haircut.
Yeah, but man, I love working there. Just because, like, it's always something new every day. Like, there's never any normal day. Like, what you see in like our office, you would never see in any kind of, you know, real office.
Yeah, like I've never seen any of these things like at my day job. So yeah,
Yeah, like if you do cocaine at a bank, you'll most likely get fired or something.
they'd be like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for you.
Yeah. But man, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Like, man, seeing big artists come in there too is like really the coolest thing for me, because I grew up listening to, you know, Wiz Khalifa and a lot of these artists, and getting to like actually be in a session with them and like watch them do their thing is the coolest thing to me.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
And like to see like their process and like just to spend time with them.
And like seeing how artists like that run their sessions, you can learn so much. Like just watching them and their engineer. Like the last Wiz session I went to, like I'm pretty sure he did every verse in like 1 or 2 takes. And
Really?
It sounded just like perfect too. Like
That's why I was gonna ask you like what it was like recording with him or like just being a part of that like moment.
oh, I've been to like got to like chill with him and the crew like a few times, like sometimes here and sometimes in LA. The coolest thing was probably I went to one of his like Twitch streams.
Oh, I didn't know he
Yeah.
did that.
Oh yeah, I didn't really know either. They had like decent viewers and stuff. Like he was just like playing video games. He got all this food catered. There was like weed you could just scoop out of like these baskets and roll up.
Love it.
Yeah, it was like a dream come true. It was really cool. But as far as the recording, like I can see why he is like has 50, you know, plaques on the wall of the studio. Like that guy really deserves it.
Does he have like a plan? Like he comes in, he's focused, and he's like ready to go.
Not really.
No?
No, it's like really, it's really random and sporadic, but it is organized at the same day, in the same time. Like if things aren't moving along, like they'll make sure things move along. But it's not like they come in there, they're like, we need to get 5 songs done. It's not like that. It's
Okay.
kind of just like free flow. Like you pay for the space and you kind of just utilize it however you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he probably like records, and I'm sure a lot of artists do, like they record a lot of like songs that just may not ever end up being anything.
Oh my God, yes. And this is like, I don't know how people like don't like understand this, but most of these artists have like, for instance, like Drake. I bet he has like probably at least 500 like unreleased songs that could, then probably 300 of them could go number one.
That's crazy.
Like, all these artists have like hundreds and hundreds of songs like backed up, and all you get to hear from them is maybe like a 10 or 15 song, project or a few singles here and there.
Which is like wild to think about, that there's like all these songs like sitting like on like a vault somewhere that like you may never like get to hear.
Oh yeah, especially a lot of the Max songs too. Like I can't remember the number, but they said there's still like hundreds of his songs too as well that are.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
But at the end of the day, that's how it should be. You should only want to release like the best of the best.
Oh, for sure.
Like.
And it gives you kind of like the room to be creative and kind of like just do whatever you're feeling in that moment. Then if it doesn't end up being what you want it to be, you can kind of hold on to it.
Yeah.
So it is kind of nice,
exactly.
For sure.
And sometimes you can come back on things like years later even. Like if you're like, oh, I like this song from 2 years ago. Let's get a feature on it and let's just put it out. Like a lot of stuff is like that too.
Have you ever heard a song in the studio that like, man, this would be like really great for someone to release, and then it didn't end up like doing anything or going anywhere?
Oh man, that's a good question. Not that I could think of.
Okay.
No. Well, actually, yeah, I lied. There's like a ton of
JK.
No, there's a ton of like Wiz, like Fed is like a bunch of songs with Wiz, like way more than like I think they only have like 2 or 3 songs out actually.
Probably, yeah.
Maybe 4. But they don't have like too many songs out on streaming, but they probably have like 50, 60, maybe even 100 songs together, like.
Dear
and some
God.
of them are like really, really good, like.
They're just holding on to it. They're keeping them from us.
Yeah, because it's like you can't oversaturate at the same time.
Yeah.
Like people will, I don't know, either get bored of you or just not want to hear it at some point if you're posting up a song every day.
That's definitely true. Have you seen any like pre-recording like rituals or like things that, artists have done that you're just like, what's happening?
Oh man, well damn near everybody probably smokes a joint or a blunt before going into the booth.
Which I think is, it definitely makes sense.
Which it's cool, but for singers, that's not exactly what you want.
Yeah, like wouldn't that mess up things, like vocal things?
Yes, and it makes your mouth dry and you hear all those lip noises that are... yeah. And like on my like $4,000 mic, like you could hear everything. So it's just like me trying to like EQ and noise reduct all this crap in the background. But yeah, as far as rituals, like never seen anybody like pray or anything like that.
Okay.
Nothing super...
No one like lit a candle.
Now, don't get me wrong. Whenever the artist's at their house preparing for the session, they may be doing some wild shit that I don't know about. But
definitely, I'm sure.
And as far as for myself, I don't really have any like cool rituals or anything.
You don't do anything before you're putting videos of your beats out?
No. I guess my ritual is just showing up early for work. That's it. Yeah.
I love the beat videos you put out, and the guitar ones that you do are really
thanks,
great.
Dude. Yeah, I started. I played guitar since like the 3rd grade. That was
really
the first thing I did musically. Yeah. That's eventually what got me into making beats and everything else, I think. But that was the first start, was guitar at like 10 years old.
And then it just kind of grew from there.
Yeah, eventually just started. I then moved on to like GarageBand in middle school.
Okay.
I saw my older cousin making beats on there, so I started putting together like the little Apple loops, and then eventually graduated to like using Logic Pro X at making beats and everything.
And just like progressed into what you're doing now.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird. I never really thought I would be like recording people. I always just wanted to make beats, but.
So the plan wasn't to be a producer, or was it?
It was, but it was just to like make beats and sell beats and not record people, not have a studio, like. But I don't know. Life took me in a different direction. It just happened to work out. Like before, my last job before the studio was I was just a waiter. So I don't know. I was like still in school. Like I was getting a degree, but I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life.
And this worked out for you? I mean, obviously it worked out for you.
Not too sure how it did, but you know, I guess at the end of the day, I always thought it was gonna work, but now looking back, I'm like, I don't even really know how all these paths cross to like make this work for me. But
isn't life crazy? You just never think it's gonna work out the way that it ends up working out.
It really is, dude. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know, I'm happy where I am right now. So like, whatever bad things happened before, like, it's all good. Like, whatever struggles or, you know,
whatever is gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's a good positive way to look at things. What did you go to school for?
I went to school for communications.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to be a teacher, so I went in there and I was doing like secondary education. I wanted to be a history teacher. But
interesting.
I only did it for my first 2 years because I was going into the Pittsburgh public schools as a student teacher. And I was just like, yeah, this is not for me.
You're like, no.
No, because I think every student teacher that was like my chaperone was like, oh, you shouldn't do this.
I feel like it's pretty bad if they're like, no, you don't want to do this.
Yeah. And I think my biggest mentor from high school, who was like my history teacher, was like, he was really disappointed. He was like, wow, I could have seen you doing so much more. I was like,
what?
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, insane thing to say to someone I looked up to, but I'm really glad he said it because it made me rethink things later on.
Yeah.
So then, like, halfway through school, when I was a sophomore, I decided I didn't want to be a teacher. So then I started down the communications route just because I had all these credits that were able to be applied to the degree.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it took me 5 years to finish school, so not that good.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a long time.
Yeah, I
to
went
like
to,
be in school.
Duquesne University.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, but it took me 5 years because I wasn't too serious until like the end of school.
Did you have a wild time in college?
I did, yeah. I played football too, so I was juggling like partying, football, and being a student and making beats at the same time.
You played football?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
I was the kicker and punter.
Look at you.
I know, crazy.
All the things.
Right? That's like what paid for most of my school when I got there. I don't know if I would have went to college if it wasn't for football necessarily, because I didn't really want to go just for school.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it was a busy time in college nonetheless.
It sounds like you had a lot of things going on for sure.
And I still do, and I still struggle like juggling all these things I'm trying to do, but I love staying busy. So as long as I'm not too overwhelmed with it, like it's all good.
Do you keep lists of everything that you do every day, or how does?
More or less, like I have like this little task app on my phone, and I'll just like write down the things I need to do like today, tomorrow, and like later on, and just slowly get those done, like in the matter of like whatever's more urgent to do.
So you're a list person?
Yeah.
You like a list?
Because if not, like, I could not make a mental list or it'd be gone. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Like I couldn't imagine like trying to like play back in my mind like what I actually had to do. There's so many distractions throughout the day. I would never get anything done.
Oh my God. Like I could look at my list right now and it probably says like, oh, answer this email, like do this correction. Like it's like I'm my own boss, just like giving myself like a worksheet to do.
So do you like being your own boss?
Yes and no. Like it's definitely a lot easier if I had a set schedule where someone just gave me like a bunch of different tasks to do, because some days I'm just like figuring out what content to make or like what actually to do that day. You know, it's like, do I want to designate my time to making beats or like making videos instead? It's like
you post regularly too. Like you post a good bit.
I try to. That's what's hard though, man.
It's a job in itself.
Yeah.
Social media.
Like making these little beat videos too. It's like there'll be a lot of music I make where I don't happen to have the camera on, and it's just like, man, I know it's not too much to just set up a camera and do it, but it really is. Like,
well, it kind of is, and then like you have to like think about like all these things, like the camera and like, you know, making the content and the beats itself. Like that would definitely be a lot.
And like if the beat's not like great, I don't really want to put out the video either. I only want to put out like the best of stuff right now, like
for sure.
So it's stressful. I'm hard on myself about it, but as long as like everything I do keeps getting better and like the videos are better quality and like people can enjoy them, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Let's do this damn it moment. I am so excited. I am so excited to hear your damn it moment. You said you had lots of stories to share, so we're ready for them.
Fuck, okay. So, man, this was a big damn it moment. So, I've only been to one music festival in my whole life, and that was
one
this May.
Okay.
I've been to like tons of concerts, but never like where there was a whole list of acts that I got to go see. So, the artist I record, Fed the God, he was performing at this festival with Wiz Khalifa. Like, they both had sets. Fed was, like, way earlier the day at, like, noon, and Wiz was at 9 p.m. because Wiz is a huge artist, and Fed is, like, just getting started, like, with the shows. But this was, like, my first cool festival I got to go to. It was in San Bernardino, California.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I was so excited. A few other friends from, like, ID Labs came with me, but the thing about California is it is super hot out there, and you have to stay hydrated.
Yeah, that's probably essential.
Yeah, basically I got to the show. It was, like, beating hot out because it was San Bernardino, and there was, like, not a cloud in the sky. I just remember looking up and seeing the sun, and I was like, oh, man, this is going to be a rough day. But what I failed to realize was I drank coffee, like, on the way over there, and I guess I wasn't drinking a whole bunch of water that whole week because I was in Los Angeles just vacationing.
Just living it up.
Yeah, so I watched, like, Fed's set, like, smoked a joint during it, but then after I smoked the joint, I started feeling really weird. I knew something was wrong, and then after that, I basically just, like, I passed out, and I woke up, like, in this medical tent, and they were just, like...
Wait, what? Like,
yeah, I had, like, a heat stroke at this
oh
festival.
my God!
Yeah.
Did you pass out, like stage side, or, like, do you not remember?
Yeah, it was right after his set. It finished up, and then I guess I went over to, like, a tree with my friend because I was getting shade, and then I just, like, grayed out, and, like, they carried me to, like, the medical tent. I was so upset, too, because about, like, 10 minutes before this, Will, like, Wiz's manager, gave me, like, the backstage pass. And there was all these cool artists. Like, I always have all my beats on my phone, too. Like, I'm ready for any situation.
Right, you're ready to go.
But, like, 10 minutes after I got this backstage pass to, like, hopefully network and do whatever, I just ended up passing out. That's not even the worst part, because, like, the rest of the day I was just in this tent because I had, like, a full body cramp. Like, my legs were shaking. I couldn't...
You couldn't do anything?
No.
They held you hostage in the tent?
Yeah, and, like, I was like, dude, I felt like death. I really didn't want to go anywhere, so...
Oh, that's so shitty.
But what worked out was I missed, like, 12 p.m. to, like, 8 p.m., but then I got to, like, wake up and, like, get a little bit hydrated for Wiz's part. But
so you didn't miss it?
No, I didn't, but I didn't get to go backstage
just the
or
entire
anything.
day, yeah.
I was just sitting there in the medical tent with, like, my backstage pass, just chilling.
Just hanging out.
Yeah, that was, like, one of the biggest, like, damn it moments. Like, I really fucked that up. So learn to drink water when you're out in California, man.
Drink water, maybe eat something, you know,
Don't
keep
drink
yourself
coffee.
right. Yeah, coffee doesn't do it.
That was the last time I had Starbucks, too. It was over after that.
R.I.P. Starbucks.
I
That's
know.
very unfortunate. Starbucks is my fave.
They have good coffee, too, but...
Can't do it.
Yeah, I'm okay after that.
That was a traumatic experience.
Oh, man. The first music festival I was so excited to go to ended up just smoking a joint and passing out. But I got to see my friend perform Fed, so, like, that's all I cared about. Like, that's why I was there, to see him perform, so...
Well, that's good. At least you were able to see him.
Yeah.
And then spent the rest of the day in the tent.
Oh, my God. Oh, that was a whole disaster. And you know how there's, like, no phone service? Like, when you're with a bunch of people?
Yeah,
Like, at sporting
yeah.
events or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
It was that, too, so, like, some of my friends didn't even know where I was at, like, at the time, like, when I was in the tent. It was a whole mess.
I thought you, like, disappeared.
Yeah, pretty much. But I was still alive. I was chilling.
You're alive, just chilling in the medical tent.
Yeah. San Bernardino is beautiful, though. I hope to go back sometime when I'm not, like, passed out.
Yeah, it would be nice to, like, be alive and, like, enjoy it for sure.
Yeah. Dude, one of the biggest folds of my life, though. Could have got backstage at the event, but fucked up, man.
Man, just missed opportunity.
Huge.
Oh gosh, that's so sad.
But next one, this had to happen one time, so it'll
Right.
never happen again.
Right, now you're going to be prepared.
I'll be very prepared for the next time.
Water, liquids, you'll be ready to go.
Yep. No joint either.
No joint. Don't do that.
Yeah. Gotta be on top of my game.
Got to be ready to go for your backstage pass.
Yeah. But dude, that's the biggest L I've taken. But you know what? If that's the biggest L in the past few years, that's okay. Like, it's not terrible.
No, that's definitely not terrible. So I feel like worse things could have happened, like for sure.
Oh yeah.
So,
Sure. But having a full body cramp, not fun.
I can't imagine that it would be. Like, I know how I get, like, if I get a foot cramp, I'm like a baby about it. So, like, to have a whole body cramp is, like, an entirely different thing.
And like, I knew it was a real thing because I played football, and there would be summer camps where like kids would have to go to the hospital because their whole body is like shaking. But I was like, I never thought it would happen to me. So don't be dumb, kids. Make sure you drink your water.
Don't be dumb. At 25, unfortunately, it happened to JD.
Yeah, big wake up call, man. Got to take care of yourself.
Got to take care of yourself. Health and wellness.
But that's part of like the crazy lifestyle I have, because when I was out in LA, like, we're working like some crazy nights sometimes too. So it's important to like take care of yourself and just do the simple task of drinking water.
It's definitely very important.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes when you're vacationing, you just are just having too much fun and you forget.
That'll definitely happen. I mean, I've been on many vacations where, like, I've drank too much, I don't hydrate, and then bad things happen. You feel like you're dying for 2 weeks afterwards. You're like, am I ever going to feel normal again? And the older you get, the worse it gets.
That's what I hear. So,
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Hopefully, I don't know. I'm going to take it easy from here on out.
I think you probably should.
Yeah.
Take it from me. Just take it easy.
Well, oh man, I think I really messed up because the night before I drank so much alcohol too. That's definitely what caused it.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll definitely do it.
I'll be smarter in the future, for sure.
I believe in you. I think you can do it.
I appreciate you.
Hashtag hydration.
Real.
Do you have any other Dammit moments you'd like to share?
Ooh, honestly, I was thinking about a lot, but I don't want to get anybody in trouble.
Oh, man. We can keep it very general. I feel like that's a good one.
There is, oh man. I could tell you about the time that somebody threw my laptop in a pool.
I would love to hear that.
Okay. So the year was 2018.
Okay. Setting the scene.
Yes. I was in a relationship with somebody, and like this girl was like kind of crazy, but I did some things to make her crazy as well.
Okay.
So long story short was she was going through like my iMessages on my laptop. She did not like what she saw. So, and like this was crazy because I had like a few friends over too, and we were all just like chilling.
Yeah.
So next thing I know is like she secretly takes the laptop and goes up to the pool. And then she tells me to come up there. And then she just throws it in the pool. Yeah, she wanted me to see it happen.
I love that she invited you up and then threw it.
That's the fucked up part.
Oh my god.
But yeah, she threw the laptop in the pool. And like my friends were like, dude, why didn't you go dive after it? I'm like, can't let someone get the enjoyment of like watching me dive after a laptop in the pool. So
no,
it sat there till like the next morning, and
you let it sit there until the next morning.
It's already done.
Yeah, I guess it is like an RIP moment. It is over.
Yeah,
there's no coming back from that.
Oh man, but that was like, and then when I came back in the house, all my friends were like, dude, what the fuck did that just happen? Like, yeah, I lost like It didn't have anything on that like laptop backed up either, so it was all gone.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. 'Cause, I mean, you're on your computer all the time, like for work. So, like, you
Yeah.
just lost everything.
Or actually, this was in 2016. My bad. So it was even longer ago. But at that point, I was like, all right, this is a fresh start. Like, everything I make from now on will be way better. So that's the way I saw it. It was all good.
I like that you turned it into like a positive thing. You're like, you know what? Just rid of that computer. I'm starting over. Everything's going to be great.
I feel like you kind of have to.
You kind of do have to when you watch your belongings fall into a pool
Yeah.
that you've been invited to watch. It's very evil. I kind of like appreciate this story.
But what's crazy is, so we were like broken up like after that, obviously.
Right. I don't think the
And, like,
relationship would sustain after that.
No, that's
No.
pretty difficult to get past. But a whole year later, like after like not talking to this girl at all, I get like a Venmo of like $1,000, and like it says we're like, you say the status for what it is. It's like 4 like laptop emoji. That was it.
So she sent you $1,000 for the laptop?
Yeah, which was like super appreciated because I think I already had a new laptop at that point, so it was just like another $1,000.
Maybe she went to therapy and like was working through some things and was like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
That maybe could have been it. But I was really surprised, man. After a year of not talking to somebody and just seeing that hit your Venmo, like that's really strange.
It is a little strange. Like, it's kind of nice. It was a nice gesture.
But why wasn't it the price for a whole laptop? Though?
Like,
No,
come
I'm just
on.
kidding. I was like super grateful that happened, but come on.
Yeah, but the emotional like trauma that
Yeah.
caused. Yeah.
Like probably worth more than $1,000, but
I'm going to say probably yes. Especially with like the producing and like the things that you're doing. Like,
oh yeah.
yeah. That is so funny.
Yeah, dude, that was, oh my god. Yeah, people, oh my god, my friends are making jokes about that still to this day, too. Like,
I feel like that's something you'll never hear the end of.
now they just call that girl, like, the laptop girl.
The laptop girl. It's funny how like we'll nickname people like in our lives or like past people. Like, I know like my best friends and I do that all the time. Like, we have code names for
Oh, yeah.
everybody. You just have to.
It's usually just weird, obsolete, like, nicknames like that. Just laptop girl.
Laptop girl.
Or laptop in the pool girl. That's
Mm-hmm.
another one. But man, that was wild.
Those are great damn it moments to share.
Oh, okay, good.
Thank you.
I'm glad I did okay.
Oh, 100%. You definitely did. The people will definitely appreciate it.
For sure.
Okay, so let people know where they can find you.
Absolutely. You could find me on every single platform at JDMadeThis, except for Snapchat. I'm not on there.
So no Snapchats,
Yeah,
okay.
you can find me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or you could just go to my website at www.jdmadethis.com.
Perfect. And all the things are housed there.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, JD, thank you so much for being on the Dammit Danii podcast. This was really fun.
This was awesome. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, of course, anytime. And I can't wait for the tour of the studio.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm very excited for that. Well, thank you again, and I'll see you guys next week.
Awesome. Thank you.